You guys have all had the opportunity to walk on the stage on draft night and shake the man's hand. What do you remember most about that moment?
Interestingly enough, it's like, am I going to high five him, hug him? Like, all different kind of things. But I think the one thing is it was a culmination because that made you official. That put the stamp on you. As soon as you shook his hand, you knew that you were officially an NBA player and that all the work that you had put in and everyone that your support group that helped you do it was working.
The dream had been realized.
The dream was real because it's funny. I don't know about Shaq because Shaq and Charles may be different, but no, probably Shaq because I think what pick were you?
5.
Yeah, 5. I was 6 pick. So it's like we kind of know, but in your back of your mind, you go, am I really an NBA player sometime? And then when he does that, it gives you a confidence that you've never had before for me.
The first time I met him, he asked me, I was doing an event in New York, and he said, you want to play where it's sunny or where it's cold? Because it was a chance that Minnesota or Orlando or I think Philadelphia could be there. I said, I want to play where it's hot, sir. And then, lottery comes, Orlando comes. Then he calls my name. And just like you said, you shake his hand. But he's a visionary, pioneer. I'm up here today because of him. I told us today I was having a conversation with Kiki Vanderway. We were talking about players and all the money they're making. When I was in high school, Ernie, my dream was to make $8 million for 10 years. Because that's what the climate of the NBA was. So because of, what he's done and Adam Silver and the rest of the NBA, we were able to make a lot of money. Because, Charles says this all the time. When he was in, the highest paid guy was making, what, $2 or $3 million?
No.
And
$200,000 or $300,000, bro.
$200,000 or $300,000?
So
$250,000.
Wow.
Commissioner Stern came to the NBA my first year. The average salary was $200,000. And at that time, the league wasn't making any money. The league was considered a bunch of black guys who were thugs. And then he came in, and somebody said something there like he ran it with a tight fist. And you needed that. When you take over a struggling business, you need somebody who's going to run it with a tight fist. And like I say, the average salary was $200,000.
He cleaned up the drug program.
He cleaned up the drug program. And then now the average salary is $7.7 million. But Ernie, I tell you how old I am. I remember the first time, and I'm playing with Dr. J, Moses, Andrew, Tony, Maurice Chick. We were going around high-fiving each other the first time an NBA player made $1 million.
Right.
We could not believe that an NBA player made $1 million. And Commissioner Stern made
He's laughing because he has no idea what that looks like.
It's interesting, right?
Listen, like I told you, $8 million for 10 years. Then Magic signed the $25 million for 25 years.
Yeah, but that was the first time we started high-fiving each other. We thought a guy made $1 million. But then, nobody was making over $1 million then.
But then John Koncak signed a big contract.
Yeah, but that was 3 years later.
I was like, wow.
Yeah.
But
wow.
Man, I was shooting a little low with that $8 million 10 years.
But the crazy thing about, even at the astronomical numbers, I remember signing my first contract, and my dad came to me and he said, did you ever feel like you wanted anything in your life? And I was like, no. I was like, you ever think like you needed food? And I was like, never. You needed sneakers? No. Clothes? Never. He said, well, what you just made in that 1 year made more than I made my whole career.
Yeah.
So imagine. He said, just be careful and be insightful with your money.
Right.
We're all blessed, and we're going to miss Commissioner Stern, but he will never be forgotten.
Chris Bloxam did a great job on that piece, the retrospective on the life of David Stern, and he'll be remembered all weekend long and for time to come. But on the uniforms, the black patch, it'll be seen as they take the floor here at the United Center. We'll be back.